Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today, time to build the battle cruiser that's going to take down a convoy. There are various different ways you can build a battle cruiser. Mine's going to be particularly quick and just geared towards taking down a convoy. The year is 1935 for both my German Empire and the British Empire, and the objective is to sink the 20 transports. Of course, the British are not just going to let this pass. They are defending their convoy with a battleship, 2 heavies, 2 lights, and 4 destroyers. So there is quite a bit of resistance that'll be geared towards the battleship, towards the battle cruiser that I have. I'm going to try and make it as fast as possible, get in, use my secondaries, get out, and, well, that should be it. Let's see if it works. This design, by the way, or this video rather, was inspired by a design that the AI came up with in a recent video. They had this beautiful battle cruiser that was almost entirely secondary armament. Yes, they had some primary armament, because of course they had to, but it was really quite limited in what sort of main firepower it had. Now let's do a bit of role-playing and say that this ship's going to have very long range. I'm going to go with diesel engines because of that. And how small can I get this thing? 34,000 tons. Yeah, like a cheap, well, 36.5 million, fairly cheap commerce raider. And the beautiful part is I can do 44 knots with long range, with maximum bulkheads, and I still have 20,000 tons to spare. Currently, this ship is mostly engine. One challenge I might have ahead of me is trying to get the engine efficiency to be good enough. 45.3. Yes. We're going to need a second funnel, which is not going to do wonders for my smoke obscurance or my smoke interference. Yeah. Mine's 12% base accuracy, but engine efficiency is 90%. This is the Uber Funnel 1. If I move the main tower just another notch, I can get a secondary Uber Funnel 2, and that's my engine efficiency at 95. Smoke interference is now minus 13%. This little spot here does allow for quite a bit of secondary armament, which is very nice. Anti-torpedo blister, considering my enormous speed, wow. I only have a 730 meter turning circle? That's impressive. Because normally you're looking at a turning circle that is, well, vast with a battle cruiser. Something long and sleek does not turn very well, but this thing does, surprisingly. Alright, main armament. I'm considering going with a couple of 15s. And just put those... Oh, those are not center lines. Centerline 15s, but I cannot put them there, which is not necessarily bad, because I can still put them elsewhere. Hold on, let me shift this whole thing forward. We have a tiny aft weight offset problem. 1%. There we go. Okay, this is more of an afterthought than something that I actually expect to be using. For the simple reason that if I can hit/eliminate a heavy cruiser, excellent. If not, so be it. I'm going to have good radar. I'm going to have coincidence range finding. Some sonar would be lovely to have. Standard... Actually, no. Maybe light shells are good enough. Because I'm just trying to take down a convoy as quickly as possible. And with a faster gun reload, that might just work. They also have a higher shell muzzle velocity. Muzzle velocity is currently 744 meters per second. Now it is 842. Which has the highest muzzle velocity? It's not this one. White powder? Plus 7.5%. White powder. Okay. And it does give you more gun range and more damage and more penetration, which is nice. We are now looking at a muzzle velocity of 939 meters per second. That is a lot. This means that these things are almost going to hit instantly. Turning circle 634. Damn. Okay, time to put on some secondary armament. I'm thinking 8 dual barrel there and there on the slots where you would normally have main armament. I'm also going to go with a couple of 8s potentially in these slots if they want to fit. They do. And the rest... See, this is too small, this area here. But the area here is not. The thing is, these 8-inch guns, while they fire pretty quickly, they're not really that suited to dealing with things like transport ships very quickly. So I'm probably going to have to go smaller. And I'm thinking 4-inch guns. But a lot of them. Can I put a barbette here? No, I can put it there and there. No. Okay, fine. In that case, here and here. Really? Like that's gonna work. And then another one over there. Okay, 3-inch guns. Again, dual barrel for no apparent reason. It's just that I want to... I want to shake things up instead of just going with the triple barrels all the time. Now, these 2-inchers are not likely to have any great effect, because they only have 5.5 kilometer range, but they do reload in less than 3 seconds, which is nice. They also have a muzzle velocity of almost 1300 meters per second. That is fast. 1300 meters per second means that you can hit something 1.3 clicks away in 1 second. So these shells arrive pretty much instantly. Alright, anything else I need to be looking into for the secondary armament? No, I think this is fine. Look at that. That's a pretty serious amount of secondaries. And yes, they're only dual barrel, but why not? Considering that I'm raiding convoys and that I'm trying to roleplay a little bit, I'm considering using a radio direction finder, but it might add too much weight. Ooh. That is quite a bit. That's 800 tons of radio direction finding. Hell of a radio. Some barbette armor would also be nice to have. Shift this thing a notch forward. Perfectly balanced. When it comes to armor, I'm expecting that at long range, with my immense speed, I'll be perfectly safe. Well, mostly safe. And because of that, I'm not expecting to need a lot of deck armor. So in fact, I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to reduce it there and boost it there. So we only got 2-inch and 3.5 inch. I think the belts are going to be much more interesting. Especially since I am running with a double or nothing armor scheme. Here, all or nothing armor scheme. A 15-inch armor belt, which combines with the citadel to cover the critical parts. Well, especially against plunging fire, that is less than ideal. If I go for turtleback, more armor, sloped armor behind the main belt and above the citadel. No, we're going to go for all or nothing. I suspect that this is going to keep me safe from most projectiles. So that 15-inch armor belt is set. A bit more on the turrets. Even though I'm only firing light shells and I have some pretty decent defenses, I would like to keep my turrets from going elsewhere, aka getting flash fired. I want more conning tower armor. I know the ship is overweight. I'm just going to reduce belt armor a little bit. Take it down to 13.5, 13. And then put a touch more on the secondaries. No, can't. Okay. This is the Kronprinz. And the Kronprinz is going to be raiding some commerce ships for me. Let's see if she can do it. Alright, here we go. The Kronprinz has acquired the rest of the convoy, or rather the convoy at large. It's been protected by their one battleship, which is armed with a lot of main guns. These are 15-inch guns. That's a lot of firepower. I only have 6. And on top of that, they're only light shells. So the chance that I'll actually be able to damage this ship is not good. Then again, that's not what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. And the convoy appears to be in one neat little bunch. They're 22 clicks out. I am propelling the ship up to 44 knots. Let's have a go. Because we have business to take care of. When it comes to their heavy cruisers, these ships are packing 999s. A whole suite of secondaries of 2s, 3s, and 4s. Then we got their light cruisers, which are packing 4 dual 6s. And their destroyers are packing 1 dual 5 and 1 triple 3, and quite a few torpedo launchers over there. Alright. Full ahead flank. Prepare to intercept that convoy. Now I have been spotted, as indicated by the incoming shell fire. But I am a fast target. I'm a really fast target. Which is also maneuvering on top of being fast and not even that big. So if all goes well, they don't really have an opportunity to hit me. Now this is a commerce raider, so let's try and hit the commerce instead of anything else. There we go. Time for a cinematic. Fifteens are opening up. The 8s are joining in. The 4s are looking forward to the fight, but don't have range. Now, have we done anything? Yes, we have. 1 hit, 8-inch gun. Already inflicted some damage against one of the transports. Now, not unusual for the enemy to be pretty poorly positioned when it comes to defending the convoy. This is usually how the AI does it, or rather doesn't do it. Let's see, you are a light cruiser. You just left your smoke screen. See, what I'm worried, or what I'm interested in is it going to be easier for me to hit this thing now? Because I got those ridiculously fast shells, so arguably you don't have to lead the target as much. Hold. Let's see. I have long-range Texan radar. I have calm seas, clear weather. What I do not have is a bonus for the speed of the shells. Unless that is baked into something. But I don't think it is. So it looks like the high muzzle velocity currently doesn't really help me. 4s are going to be in range in 9.4 kilometers, which is soon. We've hit another one of the 8-inch shells. Oh, they've hit me as well. Thankfully, nothing too serious. Steer clear from the rest of the convoy. Do not try to fight against the escorts, because you'll not win it. Speed? Very gently turning, but I'm holding a 44 knot speed. No hits on the light cruiser. Engine 3 damaged, transport is flooding. At this point the 4-inchers are also opening up, so this is going to be good. Hold on. We are at... No, we're at single speed. That's fine. Four inchers going off. There. Oh, beauty. Accuracy against the light cruiser is still terrible. Really bad. Keep going. My plan here is to try and get behind the rest of the convoy so that I can avoid getting torpedoed as much as possible, as the AI convoy escorts will not likely open up with their torpedoes. And maybe I'm safe already, as by the time that I get to a position where the torpedoes would be, they're effectively firing at their own convoy already. So I'm very much hoping that they are not interested in doing just that. This first convoy ship is probably not going anywhere anymore. 13 knots, but 2 damaged engines and their cargo compartments flooded. Looks like the Porcupine could be the first victim of the Kronprinz. Keep pushing. Keep getting closer. Main gun accuracy leaves a lot to be desired. Oh, I say that. And I destroy their main tower. On the Sibyl. Maximum bulkheads, torpedo launchers ranging 21.7, so they can hit me. They might just be reluctant to launch. And with a damage control, or with their main tower damaged / destroyed, their fire control is reduced. And on top of that, their damage control is reduced. So, in a way, the Sibyl is out of the fight. Although, you could argue that with her level of firepower, except for the torpedo, she was never that much of a threat. Because she only has less than 4% chance to actually pen me. Their battleship, however, is going to be a different story. Identification is only 68%. No hits whatsoever. With maximum bulkheads, even though they have a damaged main control tower, I don't think I can burn it down. No hits again. Furious. Yeah, I bet you are now. At this point, the secondaries are engaging 2 different transports. One is engaging the Linnets, and the other one is killing off the Electra. So far, this ship is working exactly as intended. The Linnet goes down. Now, I wonder, is this thing viable? Because I'm paying 85 million for a convoy raider. How expensive is a ship like this? Okay. A transport is going to set you back 0.9 million. At least that one is. Here, 0.9 million. 0.6 million. So, even if I take down 20 transport ships, I'm effectively getting 18 million. But I could probably get the ship out safe. And I could raid another convoy, and another, and another, and another. When it comes to the Furious, we're looking at a substantially higher price tag, of course. This ship is worth 21.2 million. But then again, you're counting fire control systems, weapon systems, compartments, basically all the stuff that the transports do not have. We're now so close that even the 2-inch guns are getting involved. And these transports are just getting ripped apart. The 3-inch guns have joined the fight. 1,400 damage done by the 4-inch guns. Oh, sorry, by the 3s. The 2s have done more than that? Okay. The 4-inch guns, 3,700. These 2,100, and these a mere 165. The 15-inch guns are pretty much a joke. What is that cross-eyed nonsense? Ceasefire on the main guns. And just auto-selector for the secondary armament. This convoy is pretty spread out at the moment. I'm kind of waiting for the battleship to come charge again, but it's not doing anything. Neither is the Sibyl, because it's... Ooh, funeral pyre. Because it's just too far away. If the Furious would in fact be furious, it would probably try to kill me with torpedoes, even if that would come at the cost of a couple of ships in their convoy. I need to pick off these guys before I'm sailing by them too fast. Which appears to be happening pretty quickly. Jesus, look at this thing go. It's getting hit so many times by 3s and 4s that the whole thing's on fire. And that's with maximum bulkheads. That's impressive. Not in a good way. At least not for your transport. 2-inch guns are pitching in. But they're probably outside of range already. There goes the Oberon. Yeah, we are going a little bit too quickly. Look at this. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Because if I don't hit one, I will hit the other or the one behind that. Turn to port. Look at the Lawford getting ripped to pieces. Dead. Goldfinch is next. This ship is so deadly. I have taken a few hits. I think it's only 6-inch that have hit me. No, 1 15-inch. But damage is very limited. I wonder, what's your chance to hit me, battleship? Your chance to pen me is really good. Your hit chance is not. It's only 0.9%. Then again, you're trying to hit something that does 44 knots or 43 knots at 20 kilometers away. And that also tends to zigzag a little bit whenever it gets an opportunity to do so. Don't worry, the ISIS is already sinking and guns are getting pushed off. That's what you get for arming your transport with guns. Even your transport can get flash fires. Alright, let's take down the Turquoise. Have the secondaries that cannot open up on the Turquoise kill anything else. And I'm actually considering going into the rest of their convoy soon. Just to see if I can survive and deal damage to them. Because if I can kill their battleship, that's 111 million. The thing is, I probably cannot damage it. At least not at this range. I got a 46.7% chance to pen. Which is alright. But... well, at closer range, it'll probably do better. Come on, kill this thing so I can start turning to starboard. Turquoise burning. Opened up a new section on flooding. Come on. What I'm not sure about is whether my ship can engage multiple targets at once, using, for example, the port side battery on the tower and the starboard side battery on the Fortune. But I think I can... oh, never mind, she's already gone. I think I can. The Fortune is trying to maneuver. Just trying to get away from me, but that is not happening. How much damage have we done so far? 5,500 with the 2s, 5,000 with the 3s, 7,500 with the 4s, 3,500 with the 8s, and still nothing with the mains, because I'm holding fire on those mostly. Wow, you just launched your torpedoes at me? Interesting. Turn back into the convoy, because I know that they will not have launched at the convoy. Little bit of drifting. See if I can push that speed back up. This is why I want to max out my engine efficiency as much as possible, to ensure that I can speed right back up after powering through a turn. Dead. We're targeting both the Black Prince and the Ernest at the same time. This ship. Nice ricochet there. Look at him go. Port side batteries are engaging. I think we're engaging 2 or 3 different targets at once. That's definitely the 8s going off against something, which is probably the light cruiser. Black Prince is sinking. Ernest is gonna be probably burnt down. We're gonna have some nice snacks here for the 2-inch guns. Ammo status, 6,500, 4,500, 5,500, and 304. Ernest is down. The 2s immediately lock onto the Sappho and start murdering it with gruesome efficiency. How many shells have been fired at me? About 1,700 now, but only 34 have hit. And very few have damaged, because I blocked 22 and I ricocheted 1. Sappho is probably going to go down to structural damage. No, extensive fire. Okay. Who's next? Akates or Goliath? Oh, we're targeting this one. No, 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 no. I first want to get the Goliath killed. Because then I can just clear this last section of the convoy and start pushing in towards killing the main stuff. Which arguably is not the objective of this ship. Because if this was something like the campaign, where I would build a fast intercept ship, this would be the dream. But I would probably not stick around. I have a ship that does 44 knots normally, 43 knots after taking some damage. So I don't really have anything to benefit from killing off the rest of their ships. If, for example, by killing off their convoy ships, I can deprive their fleet of oil, for example, or fuel. Maybe they are not able to fund the ships anymore because their economy breaks down. Not exactly sure how the campaign is going to play out, literally and figuratively, but that is my imagining of what the impact would be of losing a convoy. At least that would be a proper motivation to keep your convoys safe, as opposed to what these British ships are doing, which, for example, has the Nimrod 22 kilometers away from the TRC. Sorry, the C. I'm not sure why it's just called that. But for an escort ship, that DD is doing a terrible ship, or a terrible job. Okay, one more convoy ship to go. I've done 38,000 damage versus 177, although it is going up as I'm on fire. Very, very little damage taken. Alright, now then, let's see if I can knock out the light cruiser as well. Secondaries on the transport, main guns on the Furious. We're going to do a sort of drive-by against this light cruiser. It has already launched its torpedoes at me. Missed. Come on, get rid of that ship. Turn to port. Prepare to do a drive-by, starboard side. Flooding on the ship. But hold on, what sort of a hit was that? That was a 15, overextended. Oh, sorry, over pen. Whoops, it did launch more torps. Fortunately, I can see them coming at a range of about 1,400 meters, so they're not a threat. There. Okay, Furious. Let's have a look. Oh, you missed? That was so close. How did you miss that? Come on. Really didn't expect that. This thing is getting hit over and over and over again. There we go. That's more like it. Now the convoy, let's say that they each were worth 0.7 million. I sunk 20 of them, so effectively I sunk 14 million. For the mere price of 85 million of Kronprinz. So my ship is far from cost effective. If I'm able to take down a light cruiser, that number goes up seriously. With the sinking of a 21.2 million ship. How did you miss that, though? That's more like it. That was a high explosive shell. That did a ton of damage. Yeah, that was 3 15-inchers. That did 489, 515, and 557. That amount of fire damage is probably gonna start ticking for a while. And the damage control is gonna be really struggling to put that out. At least in time. Alright, let's say that I want to take down their heavy cruiser as well. Ceasefire on the mains. This thing is worth 27 million. It's not that much more than the lights. For now, let's see if I can do some damage against the Sibyl using nothing but 8-inch guns and 4s. They have just sent another torpedo spread at me. Let's do a bit of dodging. That was a pretty big hit. Bow extended pen, 111 damage. Considering the price of the light cruiser and the heavy cruiser, based on the tally, I think if I sink the light cruiser and the heavy cruiser, the ship would be cost effective. Especially considering that she is not going to go down. At least, not if I can help it. She will continue this fight. And she's going to continue this fight, well, or at least she would in a campaign situation. And you would be able to sink another convoy. Or, especially at 44 knots, use her as a quick intercept unit that goes after lightly protected ships, let's say a destroyer task force. Something that could pose a threat to your shipping, or maybe to larger capital ships, as it's basically, well, I hate to call it a big floating secondary battery, but it sort of is, especially with the amount of 4-inch guns that I have. Now, I don't trust her not to have launched there. Another set of torpedoes at me. Steady, steady, steady. Main guns opening up and missing entirely. Unfortunately, my 8-inch guns could use a bit more ammo. Now, this makes the Sibyl pretty much defenseless. Because the only thing that she has left is the 6-inch gun. I think that's the most dangerous weapon, because the 3-inch is definitely not going to pen me. Come on. One good hit with the 15s. We can burn her down. No, nothing? Wow. Okay, let's say she has 108%, so about 6.8 inches of armor belt. I need to be closer. I'm operating at 4 kilometers. Yeah, we're gonna have to get closer. These main guns need work. Their accuracy is pretty bad. That's more like it. Engine damaged, rudder damaged, ship on fire, ship flooding. Another hit. Another engine damaged. I am starting to attract more and more attention from their battleship, and it is getting more accurate. I'm not terribly interested in fighting at this range, especially not against their battleship. I do want to kill their light cruiser, though. She's continuing to flood. How much ammo do you still have? 861 shells. You're not likely to run out of ammo anytime soon. Okay, that makes sense. Come on. What's taking so long? It's probably because the 8-inch guns are the only ones that are actually capable of inflicting some damage. The 4s are barely penning the ship, if at all. Let's have only the mains on that target. Use the secondaries against the Peregrine. These DDs are probably not worth more than 10 million. Yeah, 8.7. So if you can add a couple of DD kills to your tally, that would help. Fire and flooding. 2%, 1%, sunk. Let's see, who do I want to kill next? We got the heavy cruiser Carnarvon. Ariadne, 9 kilometers, 9.6. Main guns on the Ariadne. Secondaries maintain fire on the Peregrine. And keep skirting around the edge of the battleship range. Well, at least the dangerous range, shall we say. I'm still capable of doing about 40 knots. Which is faster even than what this DD is capable of. And far faster than what the Ariadne is capable of. DD hit, few bulkheads. I'm on fire and I'm flooding. I might have to take the safer option, just pull the ship back. Because the damage that I'm taking is not quite worth the damage that I'm doing. Whoa, I can barely pen the Ariadne, the heavy cruiser. How much armor build do you have? Not even that much. It's just that the ship is, well, my ship, that is not very capable of doing damage with my 15-inch. Oh well. The Peregrine was flooding pretty badly and completely fixed it. If this was the campaign, I would definitely be pulling the ship back. So let's say that the Kronprinz has done its job and is free to leave the engagement. Because I don't really see a benefit to staying. Especially not with the Hibernia, the British battleship, having plenty of ammo. No damage whatsoever to fire control. So it's entirely likely that it'll continue to do damage to me. What's your maximum firing range? 27.6. Unfortunately, they did hit my rudder. Fortunately, only now, and not when they were still lobbing torpedoes at me. Ariadne can lob torps, but only at a range of 10. Which is definitely not where the Kronprinz is. Let's do a visual damage inspection. Port side took a few hits. I think they might have crippled a 3-incher. Starboard side of the ship is perfectly fine. Everything functions. Range, 20 clicks. Let's continue to disengage. At this point, I'm not likely to hit anything anymore, so save your main gun ammo. The 8-inchers have run out of firepower. And the 4-inchers are nowhere near their range. 22 kilometer range. Their chance to hit me must be pretty bad. 0.5%. Yep. So, I'd say this design was effective. Maybe not perfect. Let me know down below in the comments what the perfect commerce raider would be. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. For this design, I think it did very, very well. A fairly light battle cruiser, in the sense of not maximum tonnage. 15-inch guns, which overall, well, they contributed a decent amount the moment I started lobbing high explosive at light cruisers. The 8-inch guns did 5,500 damage, the 4s did 13,000, the 3s did 9,000, and the 2-inch guns did 10,000 damage. Of course, they can really only do that when you're looking at transports. Anything else is just not that likely to get you. Now, the only ships which might still be able to hit me, no, not even, are the heavy cruisers, and the battle cruiser disappears as the horizon disengages. So, hope you guys enjoyed the battle. Again, let me know down below in the comments what you think the ultimate battle cruiser commerce raider should be. And, well, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon for another one.